Hiya, this is Netty and welcome back to Big and Little Thoughts. I know you're miming to what I'm saying. I can hear your mouth like go. You are, right?
Well, that's why I'm a YouTuber, not a mime.
But yeah, you're here with me, Netty Plays, and Tomahawk.
Hello, YouTube.
You're like it sounded like a frog, like jumping on the floor, like.
That sounds really disgusting. It's a good job it's not a podcast, this, innit? And everyone can see what I'm doing.
Not with a frog on your desk. But anyway, we are back.
Kermit.
Kermit, is that going to be the name for the rest of the day? But I can't talk today. What is wrong with my words? We are starting the episode anyway, Tomahawk. Give us a drum roll, please, so we can get onto the subject.
I'm actually going to buy one.
That's a good one.
I'm going to buy one. I'm going to actually buy one.
Do it. Live on the edge.
I will.
But yeah, so the subject this week is alopecia.
Oh, come on, if I do jelly beans.
And one day we will actually do a jelly beans one, and when we announce
it will be the shortest episode ever.
No, because just think we could have questions about being booze all the times we've done it, like me being sick.
Could get a jelly bean expert. If you know any jelly bean experts or jelly bean taste testers or anyone who works at a jelly bean factory, let us know in the comment section below. If there's got to be someone out there, there has to be.
I already know my favourite flavour.
Okay.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, of course.
But yeah. Anyway, we are talking about alopecia today. When we do announce that, though, no one's going to believe us. They'll be like, all right, what's the real subject? And we'll be like, no, really, we're talking about jelly beans. Like, oh, come on. You make that joke every week.
Talking about climate change or something like that.
But instead, we are actually talking about Tom and his head, which actually looks a bit like a jelly bean.
And that is one reason right there for, I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to continue. I'm going to let that go right over my head because it's so aerodynamic.
Straight off.
Right over. See, this is good job.
No jokes.
Sense of humor. This is you are not going to do a serious episode where you try and not say a funny joke about my autoimmune disease. Is that right, Netty? Is this how it's going to work? Right.
No more jokes. So, Tomahawk, could you tell us what exactly is alopecia?
Alopecia is an autoimmune disease. Basically, what happens is in your body, you have got these things called red blood cells, which push oxygen around your body. You also have
I wish I had signs.
White blood cells, which like your antibodies, they kind of fight off when you get cold and flu and stuff like that. They're like your defense in your body. They fight off all the nasty little germs and stuff like that. With alopecia, what happens is the white blood cells, instead of fighting off all those diseases, what they do is surround your hair follicles on your head or anywhere else, and it basically cuts it off, and then your hair falls out.
Because this isn't I don't think this is an actual fact, is it? But it's something that you've kind of noticed, is that you get ill very often, don't you?
Yeah, but
you catch illnesses very easily. Is that because your blood cells are doing the wrong thing?
I don't know, because I kind of find different people with alopecia have different kind of reactions to it. Some people can, then other people can't. I think mine's partly to do with that, but also partly to the fact that my job is being in such a contained environment, so I'm not very susceptible to a lot of germs and stuff.
I guess when we go out, we're often meeting a large amount of people at the same time.
It's
which probably has something
thousands
to do with
of people, and they're like, let me just lick your face, and it's like germs everywhere. So yeah. Anyway, we digress slightly.
Okay, this question, I do know the answer of this before everyone has a go at me in the comments, but just for those of
Come
you
on, Nate,
that
how
don't
can you not know this?
Tomahawk, is alopecia contagious?
No. It's the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard. If it was contagious, I'd have some very angry people chasing me.
We would all be bold. Can you imagine that? All your YouTuber friends, all our videos would all be bold.
Yeah, that would be hilarious, I'm sure. Serious episode. It's going well so far.
What caused alopecia for you? Do you think it was?
We're not really
was it stress, did you think?
We're not really too sure with me. the doctors and stuff kind of like say it's down to a stress thing, but I think that's absolute rubbish because I know cases of children at the age of 6 months old developing alopecia, and what have you got to be stressed about when you're 6 months old?
Where's your milk?
He needs milk.
What have you lost your bunny rabbit toy? And it was your favourite?
You're 6 months old. You don't even know your elbow from your earlobe. You know, so
I'm sure a 6 month old knows where its blankie is.
Right, but you're not. This is my point I'm trying to get across, is the fact that they say it's down to stress, but the reason I'm stressed is because of Netty. Like, I had a full head of hair and I met her, like, she made me this stressed. That's an absolute lie, by the way.
Thick lock of hair.
Yeah, I was like down to my knees. It was great. I was like some Greek god. Anyway,
I used to call him Rapunzel.
That's why I had all the dresses. Anyway, so so yeah, that is what I say. It's down to stress, but nobody actually really knows, I'd say.
But there's loads of different types as well, isn't there? So, because you've got the type where
let's test Netty. What types of alopecia are there? I've been banging on about this for a couple of years. Go on, Netty. Name me some types.
I'm awful at names. I can't remember the names, but I know there's obviously the type where you've got like no hair at all.
Which I've got.
But then there's, which is the one you've got. But then there's other ones where you just like lose hair in certain places, isn't it? Like you could like just have no eyebrows or no hair on your head or. Yeah.
So there's loads of different types of alopecia out there.
There's ones where it can come back, isn't it? Like,
well, that is just alopecia as a general, though. Okay. To be fair, like that's the reason why it's kind of like a bit of a cruel disease, in the fact that you can lose your hair, it can come back and be back for 2 years, and then it can go again, or it can be back for a couple of months and then go again. It's like a stop-start kind of thing.
With you, though, they've sort of said you've pretty much got no chance getting your hair back, isn't it?
I got told that 10 years ago, and I've been bald and beautiful ever since. Well, I won't say beautiful, I've been bald since, but yeah.
Do you feel... This is very much a personal preference. I know what I would feel, but you might feel differently, especially given that you're in the situation. Do you think it is better to, like, say, for example, if I had alopecia and I lost all my hair, I almost wouldn't want it to grow back because I feel like that would give me hope, and then it would go again. It would almost bring back the feeling all over again, or always being worried. But if you've lost your hair and you've been told, like, chances are you're not going to get it back, you can then accept that and move on. Would you say it's easier that way, that it's gone, build a bridge, get over it, get on with your life? You can sort of accept it. It
kind of depends on the person, because until you're in that position yourself, it's very difficult to say what you would and wouldn't do. Because say with you, for example, if you lost your hair, you'd want it back and stuff like that, and you wouldn't be able to easily say that the fact that you wouldn't be, you know what I mean, you wouldn't kind of like it's like with me when I first lost mine, I was like, I got told like within a year it wouldn't ever come back, and obviously being told that, it kind of like gave me a little bit of a thing like, right, this is me now, I've got to accept it and move forward. But when you're kind of in that, some people, there's two different types of people I think out there. There's people with alopecia, and this is nothing against people with anyone with alopecia, but this is my 2 cents on it. There's people who want the cure, and there's people who don't want the cure. And that's it. There's people out there, which I've got complete and utmost respect for, that, do everything they can to get the hair back, and they will literally do anything, and they're constantly looking for a cure. That's absolutely fine. And you've got the other side of the coin, where you've got the people who have just kind of gone, this is it. I'm just going to live. I'm just going to do it. So in my mind, there's 2 different types of people with it. So yeah,
but both are fair enough as well.
Of course. Like if people, if some of my friends who have got it, they're like constantly like, trying different treatments and different remedies. And I know of a guy in the UK who was traveling to the United States every month, every couple of weeks actually, for this experimental treatment. It was costing him thousands and thousands of pounds just to do that. And that's fair play to him. He wanted his hair back, so he went to that limits. And I know other people who just kind of like,
Do you think, this could be completely wrong saying this, but this is just
wouldn't be the first
what
time.
I would think. Do you think that it would be harder for a girl than it is for a boy to lose their hair? Because obviously for you, being a guy,
It's a more common.
A lot of guys choose to shave off their hair anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas for a girl, it is less common.
Yeah. See, that's then again.
And like obviously eyelashes and stuff like that. Girls wear mascara to enhance their eyelashes.
Yeah.
And there's been the trend over the last year or so with the very excessive drawn on eyebrows and stuff like that. Like it's for a girl, like they use their hair almost as an accessory.
Yeah.
More than what I would say a guy does.
Yeah.
I guess like for you, facial hair and stuff, like not having the option for a beard.
What's that?
No, but I mean like for if you wanted to grow a beard, obviously.
Never even started to grow one before I lost it, so I never know what I'm missing out. I think that's a very difficult question to answer because obviously, it kind of like it's all right saying I can from a male perspective I can say that from a female perspective it can be a lot more difficult because of the fact of, you know, like the points that you were putting across. But at the end of the day, for me, I see it as it's still as bad for both because at the end of the day, everyone has a perception of themselves and what makes them feel confident about themselves and what makes them good. Like obviously. From a female perspective, you know, some girls wear like makeup and stuff to make them like kind of like look different and feel better about themselves. And the same with guys on that perspective, like they wear certain kind of clothes and brands and wear their hair a certain way to make them feel good and, you know, happy about themselves. But coming back to the whole like female male perspective is you're still having something which is knocking your confidence down dramatically. Yeah. And
it's still a part of you that's been taken away.
Yeah, of course it is. Like
that you've got no choice over.
You know, if you know, men who have bald heads might not want a bald head. I'm saying it's a lot more acceptable in society, but at the end of the day, people who have got alopecia, who haven't got hair on the head or eyebrows or eyelashes, they didn't ask for it, and it's still kind of obviously knocked up confidence. To a certain degree, like some people, some guys completely get over it. Well, not get over it, but kind of like get on with it, like me. And same with some girls, they do the exact same. But you know, for some people, find it a lot more difficult than others. I'm sorry to be rambling about this. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit.
No, it's good. It's good to hear it.
It's my perspective of it. I think that it's hard for both. But as from a male perspective, I can say that from you know seeing other I know a lot of females with alopecia myself, and from their perspective and what they've told me, I can understand why it's, you know, can be a lot harder for them. So yeah.
What would you say, this is still going on a little bit of a downer, what would you say the worst thing is from having alopecia? Was it being when we were in Disney?
When we were in Disney?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So when we were in, well, I'll explain for you guys. When we were in America, we went to Disney for the day, and obviously it's really, really hot.
Oh,
and
right.
Tom had put sun cream on, and because like if you imagine without eyebrows and eyelashes, like when you get hot, you sweat. The sun cream was just running straight into Tom's eyes.
Oh
and
God, it was awful. I remember it. I couldn't see like all day.
You could hardly see.
I was walking around like blind all day. It was awful.
Like that. So it's those little things that I think people don't really think of. Like when you think of alopecia, you think, oh, people have lost their hair. You kind of more like, I know I personally, before you, I would have just kind of seen it more as a visual thing. Rather than the other small things that you just don't
think about.
Yeah, because there's like certain hairs that you don't really know what they do.
It's like your nose, your nose hair, like filters out stuff, and I don't have it anymore. Same with like your eyelashes. Like if you guys get sleep on your eye and stuff, like on your eyelash and stuff, I get that in my eye, actual eyeball. Like it's so gross, but it's true. It's like it's part of it. Or
you get your dolphin ear.
Yeah, I get my dolphin ear as well. I make like squeaky ear noises.
Will it do it now?
Hang on, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Sometimes, like Tom, when he presses his ear, it like makes a noise.
It really squeaks.
I remember the first time you showed me that, and we were in a call, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's my ear." I was like, "No, it's not." And he was like, "It's my ear," and I didn't believe him. I was like, "It sounds like a dolphin."
I feel like I've let the side down, not being able to perform on command there, but it's fine.
One day.
I think for me, probably the worst is probably people's reactions who are very unaware of it. Like, I've had situations before where some people have just like come in my face and just started like laughing at me and stuff like that, and it's in that situation of how to react. You can either be I've had this a lot for people talking to me, reaching out to me on how to deal with those situations, and it just kind of like comes down to the moment and stuff. But just telling, even sometimes when you tell people what it is, you still kind of like to have a pop at it and stuff like that. It's just,
I don't see why that. To me, that just blows my mind. Like, I don't understand what there is to make fun of that.
Well,
like,
it's different.
stupid.
It's a difference, isn't it? Like, people in this day and age, if you're different in any which way, they're gonna try and bring you down a peg or whatever else like that, because just in a way to make themselves feel better about themselves, which is really stupid way of thinking, but it's how it is, unfortunately. So yeah, for me it's probably like people like really bad reactions. Like, I remember I went in a restaurant one time.
I remember this.
So I went in a very well-known brand restaurant with some friends of mine, and I was I think I was on like the second date with my girlfriend at the time. And we're all just sat down to eat, and the manager, which I found out later is the manager, came up and served us, and it was like giving me like this really weird look, like, and he's like, "You've got no eyebrows." Just first thing he said, I was like, "Yeah, I have." I haven't got any. And he's like, "Why?" And I basically told him, and then everyone's face at the table was just like, "What?" Like, the first thing he comes out and says. Anyway, so he potters off, and then he comes back later, and then he's like talking to everyone else, and then he's like, "Oh, you'll be alright, mate, at Halloween. You've got plenty of choices. You can put whatever you want on there," and all that kind of stuff, and all this kind of thing. And the girl that I was seeing nearly knocked him out. It was great. But that's just like...
Thing is, though, is him saying that about Halloween. I do feel a little bit bad, because at Halloween we did plan about when he was trying to work out what to be. We did talk about painting your face grey and putting like 2 baby arms on his head, and it would be Geodude.
So basically, this is what I have to put up with. But I laugh about it. It's fine. It's like, I think with having
it's different when it's a stranger.
Yeah,
isn't
when it's a stranger, like, that is a good way I think I reacted.
Yeah.
I kind of like laughed it off, and I didn't react to it. I could have like well within my right being quite, not very polite towards that person, but that's not me. I'm not that kind of guy to be like, "You what, mate? I'll take you outside." Like, it's not me. You what? Do you want me to see if a bald man goes crazy? Do you want that? Like, no. But yeah, sorry, headphones, that were a bit loud. So yeah, it depends.
No. What would you say is the best part of having alopecia? Because we keep talking about like negative stuff. Like, there must be some things like I mean, for example, when there was one time, Tomahawk and I went to an event called March of the Robots event, and I went and stayed at theirs, and it turned out we had to leave a lot earlier in the morning than what we had originally thought. Tom, 2 seconds in the shower.
I'm great. I'm
so quick.
Yeah, go in there, quick buff, boom, off, done.
I'm like, wash, blow dry,
none of that
style.
What was it?
It's just, it takes so long.
That reminds me, was it Matt or Green I made feel really awkward? We were at one of Insomnias or something, and he came to the room and he's like, "Mate, you got an hairdryer?" And I kind of like him a look like, "Mate, me? Why would I have an hairdryer?"
That was Matt.
That was Matt. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah. For me, it's made me a lot more confident. Like, when I got it, it knocked my confidence down to absolute zero. Like, absolutely no confidence at all with myself at all. And I've built it up, and this is me, and I've just kind of like, I like to do my bit to help others with it. That's a good thing for me. It's made me a better person.
Yeah.
More
That's
accepting.
what I was going to say, because it's kind of encouraged you to want to have your own charity and to do all that kind of thing.
Help others. That's me.
I would say the best part for me, you having alopecia.
You get to make bald jokes all the time and not feel guilty.
That is a little bit fun.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, but I would say it's like you've encouraged me to do stuff as well.
Monster race.
Like Monster race. Like, no, but it just seeing I've witnessed some really special moments that because of you having alopecia.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was the most asked question to you?
Where's your eyebrows?
Where's your eyebrows?
I get that all the time.
Have they fallen on the floor again? Wait, no one walk around. You'll tread on them.
Has anyone seen them? Lost property. I'll go and have a look there, see if they've turned up anywhere.
Oh, look, they're crawling under the sofa. Quick.
I always get that on Instagram or Twitter and stuff like that. I'm just like, does he know where his eyebrows are? Does anyone know what happened to Tom's eyebrows? I've literally done it so many times before. I put a little like gif on Twitter of like Scooby-Doo looking around as like when people ask me where my eyebrows are and stuff like that. Like it's just part of it, and like.
But I mean, that's like having ripped jeans. Every time I wear ripped jeans, someone will go, "Oh, you've got a rip in your jeans." Do I? Oh, I'll take them back to the shop. Unacceptable.
Sold me this and they've charged full price. Absolutely ridiculous.
People just point out stupid stuff. I think it's their way of asking, but they just point it out as if you don't know. Like, it's their way of sort of being why doesn't he have eyebrows? It's they go like, you haven't got any. It's like,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Like, I wish there was like a little sarcasm emoji on Instagram, so people, when I put things, I can put that little thing, even though I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah.
So if I do put something back, and they're like, "What is he on about?" And it's just like all the time, or it's just like people like exclamation, like, "Oh my god, you won't believe this! Tom has got no eyebrows. I just noticed this. Oh my god, what happened? Does he know? Somebody should tell him. Somebody should let him know. He's obviously no clue." So
you should come up with like really good stories. Like, oh, the other day
I got a great
I went
one.
out in the garden and an eagle came down.
Bald eagle came, took him.
Yeah, bald eagle.
Bald eagle. Like, you know, absolutely.
That's a good one.
So yeah, where's your eyebrows? Good one.
How was it for you the first time you did an event with no hat? I remember this.
Nerve-wracking. Absolutely.
It was stressful.
I have been less like I used to do. I used to compete in like karate tournaments and stuff, and I was honestly more nervous about walking into a room with a couple thousand people without a hat on than going in and fighting some 20-stone dude. Like, honestly, like I was like, I'd much rather go in a ring and try and, fight for, 5-minute rounds against some absolute beast and do that. I was like, literally like, this was awful. And I remember coming in with my hood up and I was like, oh wow, this is bad. Like, why did I agree to do this? Yeah. And then the people from the charity from Alopecia UK were there. I was like, right, if they're here, I've got to man up. I've got to do this. And then I saw my dad, Jason Bradbury, and his bald, so I thought, I'll just pretend I'm his son or something, so that'll work out fine.
Yeah.
And literally, the event was that busy, I genuinely forgot that I didn't have my hat on.
I mean, you were in quite a bad way before, weren't you? You were having quite bad anxiety attacks.
Oh yeah, major, because that hat is my shield. Yeah. Like, if I've always got this worry. If I'm talking to someone without a hat on, they're probably there checking the makeup or how the hair's looking in my head. So I feel like if I wear a hat, that's a joke, you're supposed to laugh, they're going to take me seriously. That was great. Someone in the comment section, let me know if you laughed about it a little bit. Jeez Louise. It's a tough audience tonight, it's fine. But yeah, I feel like wearing my hat sometimes is my shield, and it makes me feel confident, comfortable. Yeah. But I can do it without either or.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a lot better,
imagine Netty being in front of thousands. How many people are there? Like 6, 7?
Yeah, well, we said it's like me going to an event with no makeup.
Exactly. Like, how would you feel like doing an event with no makeup? Yeah. Like, how would you, and all those pictures being taken,
scare all the kids away.
You wouldn't. But you know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like, especially pictures, like, nobody wants to pick, I'm going to have to get some powder for the shine.
Well, I mean, it's the glare. I can't say it's so joked. One thing I always joke, and mind you, my head's a little bit shiny at the moment. Well, this isn't even a joke. This is a genuine thing I've said to Tom, and I think he thinks I'm joking or taking the mickey out of him.
If I ever get a TV interview and they powder my head, I will say, you know what?
They powder your face. They would powder your face. I always say to him he should put a little bit of powder on the top of his head because the lights do really shine.
Can you imagine me going into boat? Excuse me, love. I've got a bald shiny head. You got anything to powder this thing up with? Just so I don't want to blind people on screen.
Even it's just to get rid of that. Like, I've got a little bit of shine at the moment where I've not really got face makeup on, but like, it does give you a little bit of a it just
Netty's
takes
made
that shine
many
away.
jokes over the years about my shiny head and in rooms of people. I will not tell them now because I don't want to put Netty in a little corner, and so next time, say we're at an event and there's someone there with alopecia, like, she's the one, get her, like, you know, kind of thing. So it's fine, we won't go there.
But that is a genuine thing, and that wasn't me taking the mickey. Like, when, like, for example, like, for us, we're doing YouTube, we're doing stage stuff, but we're just kind of like normal. But when there's, like, say if there's anyone else, like, if like someone from TV or something like that, they were doing a stage thing, they would wear stage makeup, and it's because when you're on stage, it washes you out and makes you look really, really pale.
So we can't get any more paler.
You get a shine.
We can't get any more pale. It'll blend into the background.
There's no point fighting that, but we can fight the shine. But no, it's like stage makeup. That's all it is. And like in TV, they would all do that because it's all bright light shining at you. Everyone gets a little bit of a shine. Just some more than others. Tom.
Wow.
What do you think alopecia has done for you that's like has made it better? Like, is there anything, like, I guess that's, you kind of already answered that, like the best part of having alopecia.
I think
we'll skip that. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say it's nice that, like, obviously I started a couple years ago, like, posting pictures on my old Instagram and using like the hashtag alopecia, and then I get like, the really cool thing about Instagram for me is why I love it so much is it's so like people from anywhere can, I know it's any same with any social media, but especially with a visual representation like Instagram. So when I first started, I used to put like hashtag alopecia on my pictures just to kind of like do that, and I get people from America and
well, you met loads of friends that way, didn't you?
Yeah, lots of people. And the thing is now, I still get it today. I got this there's this gentleman the other day from the Philippines, and he recently started losing his hair. And he'd basically said that he'd messaged loads of people. He said he'd messaged over 100 people on Instagram about this because he was like really, you know, didn't know what to do with himself about it. And I was the first one to respond back to him. And it kind of like told me about what had been going on with him. And I kind of like told him my thoughts and trying to like help him out a little bit and put him in contact with people. And
that's really nice.
I love doing that. I love like trying to do my little bit to help, because I had no one there when that happened to me. So I want to be there for other people.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Oh, this is where you see Tom and him being all sweet.
Not for long.
Little Tom. Right, this is a question for me.
Oh, ooh.
What were my first thoughts when I first met you? With you and alopecia?
He's tall.
I thought, he's tall. Tom and I were really awkward when we first met.
Super awkward. Super awkward.
We had recorded together loads and like chatted, but
we'd have chatted like every single day for like the whole time. Was it like a month?
It was a few months.
Yeah, a few months. Like every single day, call for a couple hours, and then I remember I did like a 9-hour shift, started at 5 o'clock in the morning, finished, drove straight down to Netty's, and then like I saw her, and it was like other people there as well. I was just kind of like, hello? It was so weird. It was
so awkward, wasn't it? Awkward. I had bought Tom a present. I literally just like went over, gave it to him, and was like, here you go, bye.
Yeah,
like,
you did.
Off again.
I was like, who's this? Like, it was so weird. And we did that first vlog as well at Stonehenge. And I'm like stood up here with the camera, and she's like, whoa, she's a bit small, isn't she? Like, oh.
Yeah, I couldn't get in the shot. Yeah. But yeah, no, but in regards to alopecia, I remember in that first trip when we first all met, like, there was like someone said something, and I think it was like Finball and that, and they were touching your head like to see what it felt like, and like everyone was doing it. I remember like, oh, I've not really been a part of this conversation, but I really want to know what it feels like. So when everyone's hands were like touching your head, I really quickly
felt like some animal at petting zoo. It was weird as all. Like everyone's there like, come touch the bald guy. Like,
it's so smooth. It's just, it's rare to feel skin that smooth unless it's on a baby.
Fortunately, yeah, that's me.
It is. It's so smooth. But everyone was doing it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, if I don't."
I get that a lot, actually. To be fair, I really. It's not the first time. It probably won't be the last time. I think I've had it at a convention before. Like, it's like my head's a bit smooth, and then I'd say that like I don't know why I'd say that. Like, I'd have a shower or something and we'd come down and meet for a convention and stuff. And I'd say, my hair's proper smooth today. So you get somebody like Minnie, like, oh, yeah. And then everyone would swarm in and I'm just there just like...
It's everyone wants to know. I bet everyone's had it in the back of their mind for ages. Like, I wonder what Tom's head feels
I'm not
like.
starting a petting zoo at conventions. I'm not like, join. It's like meet and greets for signing, and it's like there's a queue for touching my head. It's like
you just your head in a box, and people just put their hand in. Oh. Or like, you know, when there's a table and there's just like a hole in it and your head's like with a plate around it.
So what am I going to do while this is happening? Just sit there like, thank you. Can you please put your money in a box? Thank you very much.
We'll just play some David Dobrik in front of you on loop or something. You can just sit there watching that.
God, do I get copyright strike now?
No, but whilst we're doing the thing, you could just sit watching that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but you get some really creepy person like, or scratching it or something. I don't know. Anyway, this conversation's got so weird so fast.
No, but like with Tom and I would say like there are times I do make jokes with Tom
all the time
about being bald, but it's never in a mean way. Just the way he makes fun of my height. It's
never
just kind
done
of
that. Never happened.
But like even the other day when Tom Hawk and I were talking about like New Year's and stuff, and I was like, oh, you never know, like. When we're like old and have grey hair, we'll still be spending New Year's together. And Tom was like, oh, that's goals, having grey hair. And I was like, oh yeah, that's awkward. So we will have grey hair. You won't.
I will have a wrinkly head.
But I do think that's something that's nice, is the fact that you will joke about things. So then it's kind of,
Sense of humour is key in life.
Yeah. Yeah, and we make jokes, but they're the jokes like, say, even like some of the jokes I've made, some people might think I was being a bit mean today, but like it's kind of like Tom and I have kind of built up almost like a.
It's good if you know a person.
A tolerance. We tolerate each other.
If you know a person, just don't walk up to someone and start cracking jokes. Like obviously, because it's not cool. But if you know a person well. There's like walking
and if they've got that kind of sense of humour, like I don't make any jokes that Tomahawk wouldn't make about himself. Well,
she says this.
Some I do. Do you find people stare at you?
Yeah.
Are strangers forward with asking questions?
It depends what environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some really weird ones over the years, not gonna lie. Super weird ones. Super weird experiences of people just like not even a hello, it's just like, where's your eyebrows, son? It's like proper weird. The best thing to be in that situation is just kind of like A, tell them to back up and stop being a space invader, and B, just to be like honest and stuff. And at the end of the day, I see it as you're educating people. If I tell someone what it is now, then later on if they see someone else with alopecia, we're going to be less forward to it, less inclined to go up them and make them feel weird and awkward.
Yeah.
I'd much rather feel weird and awkward for a couple seconds while some randomer does that, so someone else doesn't have to, because they'll be like, oh yeah, that person has alopecia just like that strange tall bald guy like before. No, we're talking like this the whole time.
What advice would you give someone who has just gotten alopecia? Like one bit of advice, like what do you think is the one thing that's kind of really helped you?
Speak to other people with alopecia, because your parents will be there and they will support you, and the doctors will be there and help you through it. But at the end of the day, nobody truly understands it unless they've kind of had it themselves. Yeah. So reach out. There's always support groups out there. There's loads of charities, not in the UK, but all around the world. It's like a huge network. Like I'm part of all these different groups on social media, and everyone communicates with everyone. Everyone's out to help each other. So
and you do like different things, don't you? Like you go to like Alton Towers and stuff.
Yeah, like yeah, like I've been to races. I've been to like support meetings for kids with alopecia as well, which is awesome to do. Just everything. There's always something out there. If you are interested, I'm gonna do a cheeky little plug here because I've got the opportunity. If you are interested,
wait.
Okay, I'll wait for my plug till later. I can feel Amy there going, it was going to say something good then.
Oh, wait. Were you okay, no, carry on.
I was just going to basically say that if anyone wants to get involved in anything to do with any of the charities and stuff, and just reach out to them, because like Alopecia UK in the UK, they're always looking for people to kind of like help out, help raise awareness. Is like, you know, you can do sponsored stuff for them to help. The same with America. There's like CAP, this Kids Alopecia Project. There's NAF. There's every country has got an organization. So if you have been diagnosed, then just go to Google or YouTube. YouTube's the second biggest search engine in the world. You can find anything on there. So which leads me nicely to my thing of my next question was, what advice would I give someone with alopecia after knowing Tomahawk? And I was going to say, talk to Tomahawk.
Tom Talks Alopecia channel.
Yeah, there's all good stuff on there.
That's what I thought you were going to say when you were saying like, oh, a cheeky plug. I was like, no, I'm saying about your channel.
Plugging the charities like Alopecia UK, because I'm an ambassador for them and I try and do work with them. Yeah, go to that channel. There's plenty of random vids on there, and I do want to start doing more on there as well. But I've got to have subjects. You got to ask me what you want to know. If you want to know where my eyebrows are gone, I can do a full episode on funny jokes. But, you know, that's just the thing. Like, you know.
That's funny.
Netty, what do you call a pizza with no topping?
Oh, yeah. I don't know, Tom. What do you call a pizza with no topping?
An Alopecia. Not my joke. Not my joke. It's good.
But on that great joke.
Well, it wasn't.
No.
Great. Oh, great. Cheese. I like it.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I just meant it was an awful joke.
I saved you there. Fine.
It is that time of day where we need to say goodbye to you guys.
freckle. We need to go.
It is o'clock. But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed hearing a little bit more about alopecia and about Tomahawk, because this is obviously something that affects him. And so I always find it really interesting hearing about it.
And if you do have any questions, then hit me up on my social medias. I will always try my best to answer any questions that you may have, except where are my eyebrows, because I don't know. So thank you very much.
Comment on your video asking you where your eyebrows are.
Don't do it. So thank you very much for watching Big and Little Thoughts. Next week we will possibly be talking about jelly beans, but I highly doubt it. If you do have any suggestions, leave that in the comment section below. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Big and Little Thoughts. We need an alopecia outro, or any outro. That'll do. So see you later. Bye. I'm moving up and down the desk.
I can't wave goodbye because I've got my finger caught in my dressing gown tangle. The thing.
Nod your head.